Today let's take a look on how we can create a structural floor with a steel deck profile in it. So if we go into our floor, structural, and I will sketch my floor in here, hit OK. I will create a section view to be able to see it in the section view like this. Let's change this to be medium and consistent colors. OK. And now we want to create here a steel deck profile in the definition of the floor. So if I go into my edit type dialog, here I can click on the preview to see the preview of the changes, and I go into my structure and I will insert a new layer. Here from the function I will choose the layer to be a structural deck. The structural deck function is here only if the structural parameter is set to yes, so I cannot do this actually for the architectural floors. I can do it only for structural floors. If I choose this, now you can see that I can choose from my structural deck profiles here, which are loaded into the project. So in my example, it is 50 to 150 millimeters. And the deck usage is telling me if it's bound to the layer above. So in this example, this concrete layer. You can see it in the preview nicely what it does. Or if it's standalone deck, that means that it's below this layer. If I leave it as bound to the layer above, now the thickness of the floor, the whole thickness, will be measured from the top face until the bottom face of the steel deck profile. So here these 400 millimeters will be measured like this from here to here. So I will leave it like this, hit OK, and I go to my section view, and now you can see that I have my structural floor with my steel deck profile, and if I measure it from top to the bottom, you can see that this is 400 millimeters. Then there is another setting, which is the setting of the sketch line in the sketch mode. So if I select in my sketch mode my sketch line or my boundary line, and I check in here to these parameters, here I have two parameters. One is concrete cantilever and the other one is steel cantilever. Let's now change the steel cantilever to be 200 millimeters. Hit OK. And if I go into my section view, you can see the difference. Here at this edge, I do not have the steel cantilever set. And here on the other side, I have my steel cantilever set. So basically what it does is that it is offsetting my beginning of the steel deck profile from the definition line or from the boundary line of the floor. Here in this example, this 200 millimeters. Okay, and then the last and the most important thing to know is that these changes are visible only in section views. They are not visible in 3D view. As you can see in 3D, even if I go to my fine detail level, I do not see anything. And probably for me, the most important thing is that it doesn't affect scheduling. So here you can see I have my volume to be 22.4 meters cubic. And if I go into my edit type dialog and I remove this layer, I would expect that it will recalculate the volume. But actually, if I do this, you can see that the volume stays the same. So basically what this means is that this is only the graphical representation in your section views and is not affecting anything else. So for me, it is making this tool actually unusable.